Tomorrow's notes. I found the first note in the pantry. It was tucked right next to the sugar jar, folded all neat like she used to do, like she was still just there, still living. I almost walked past it, but something felt wrong. The air shifted when I reached for the sugar, and there it was. Claire's handwriting. Not something that looked like hers, it was hers. The little heart dotting every I, those loopy G's, the way her R's tilted forward like they were leaning in to whisper secrets. The note read, "You forgot the eggs. Don't worry, I'll grab them tomorrow." I laughed. Not because it was funny, it was reflex, a sharp, ugly bark. Tomorrow? Claire's been dead almost a year, and I was behind the wheel when it happened. My first thought was Julie, Claire's sister. She's the only one with a spare key now, and maybe she wanted to mess with my head. God knows she has reason to hate me. But when I called her, the way she said my name, I knew immediately. That cold, broken voice told me everything. She hadn't been near the house, couldn't even bear to drive down our street. I believed her. So I stared at that note, really stared, held it up to the light, turned it over, waiting for some logical explanation to surface. The paper felt heavier than it should have, like it didn't belong in this world. Eventually, I threw it away. Had a drink, then another. Told myself I was tired, still processing grief in ways I didn't understand. The mind plays tricks when you've lost someone. Everyone says so. Went to bed. But around 3 a.m., the pantry door creaked open. I live alone. I lay there frozen, listening so hard my ears rang. Maybe the house was settling. Maybe I hadn't latched the door properly. But then I saw light bleeding under my bedroom door, pale and wrong. The pantry light was on. I'd never turned it on. When I finally forced myself to check, the kitchen looked normal, except the trash can was knocked over, contents scattered across the linoleum. The note was back on the shelf, same spot, same fold. But the words had changed. "You forgot the milk. I'll get it tonight." Tonight. I didn't sleep again. Just sat in the living room chair, jumping at every sound, watching shadows move across the walls until dawn. The next morning, I packed a bag and drove to a motel 2 towns over. No plan, just animal instinct, survival. But the notes followed. Tucked in my glove compartment, slipped between pages of a book I'd brought, once folded inside a fresh pillowcase the maid had just put on the bed. Always in her handwriting, always simple reminders. You forgot the coffee? Don't forget stamps. Pick up my dry cleaning. And every single one dated for tomorrow. Not yesterday, not the day she died, always tomorrow. I've been running for 3 weeks now, different motels, different towns, but they keep finding me. The notes are getting stranger, more specific. Yesterday said, "You forgot to check the back seat." I'd been driving for hours and hadn't looked behind me once. When I finally did, there was another note on the rear window. "Tomorrow, you'll understand." That's when I realized something that made my blood turn to ice water. These aren't memories. They're not guilt manifesting as grocery lists. They're instructions. And tomorrow is almost here. I'm writing this in another nameless motel, and I can hear something moving in the walls, scratching, like fingernails on paper. The bathroom door just opened by itself. There's a note on the mirror now. I can see it from here, written in that familiar, heart-dotted script. You forgot to say goodbye. Don't worry, we have all of tomorrow. The thing is, I'm starting to remember things differently now. About that night, about the crash, about who was really driving. Tomorrow is almost here, and I think I'm going to remember everything.